Welcome back, you degenerates, to the number one fantasy football podcast in the world. I'm your host, Mike, with my not-so-dear friend, Billy Wilson. How you doing?
I'm hurting.
You're hurting? Yeah? Joe Green, you doing good over there?
Doing swell.
We're feeling good today. Hopefully. We had our draft over the weekend. We had lots of drinks.
You had lots of drinks the night before.
I had lots of...
I had golf in the morning.
And golf.
Yeah.
Where I won.
It was a good boys' day. I'll tell you that.
It was boys' weekend.
It was a good boys' day.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah. It was nice. We don't get to do that very often. Full day with the boys.
It's not very often I get blackout drunk and then shoot pretty decent the next day.
That was insane. If you
Odds
saw him
were
on the
against
first
me.
hole, his face was up against the cart. It looked like he was slightly crying, and then he won. He shot better than all of us. We all played bad.
You know what the problem was? They gave me another beer.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Started him off. Wasn't great.
And then did well during the draft, too.
I dominated. We'll send you a little pictures of it throughout the year. All right?
This guy.
Anyway, we're going after running back rankings today. We're going to give you about 50 of them, give or take. We have our tier list as well. So, started us off. Billy, tell us tier 1.
My tier 1 consists of 7 players that I believe are pretty locked and loaded to fill up that RB1 slot no matter what happens. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor at number 1 slot. Can't beat him. I have Najee at number 2. Austin Eckler at number 3. McCaffrey at 4. Derrick Henry at 5. Dalvin Cook at 6. And Aaron Jones at 7. I love Aaron Jones. Usually I don't. If anybody who's watched us in the previous seasons, notorious Aaron Jones hater.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I'm all about it. He's got an ability to break into the top 3 with potential targets. He's going to be playing wide receiver a lot this year. He's also a touchdown machine. When you think the play is over, he just breaks another tackle or makes somebody miss, and he's scoring a touchdown. So I love him. I love putting him up here with the rest of the big boys.
Safest pick in your tier 1.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor.
It's safe.
I want to say this because I got in a bunch of arguments with people today,
today.
who are arguing about Jonathan Taylor and Christian McCaffrey. And one guy said Jonathan Taylor was the worst RB1 in the last decade. He actually wasn't totally wrong.
It was only true.
Yeah.
I've seen stats.
Yeah, he is. Only person who's worse was Devontae Freeman. And he averaged, if you take away Jonathan Taylor's 54-point game, his average points per game drops down to 19 because remember he had 54 against the Bills. I thought that was an interesting take. I still think Taylor's the safest pick, but I don't know. What's your take on the CMC Jonathan Taylor debate?
You want to risk it for McCaffrey? I don't hate you for it. I kind of agreed. I read that whole thread that you were going through with a bunch of people. They were bashing you. You've been on a Twitter rant, by the way.
Some people supported.
People are bashing you.
I'm on board with you because I'm a man of averages.
Yeah.
So, and especially in my tier list and my rankings, injury plays a huge factor into how I rank players, and I completely take off players because of injuries. Like, there's not that many injuries this year on this running back list, but there's plenty of times. Like last year, I took off Barkley.
Right.
He was off my list, and this year I'm drafting Barkley.
He's back on.
You want to know why? Because he is going to be on a pay year, and he has to show off.
And he's a year removed from the ACL.
For me, it's Jonathan Taylor's the better O-line.
Yep.
He has the better quarterback.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The team is just overall better coaching, better scheme for him. McCaffrey, when he's healthy, he's the most talented back in the league. We know that. But who's throwing the ball? You've seen multiple years now with not a full Christian McCaffrey. Has their scheme changed?
Mm-hmm.
Now that he hasn't been consistently there, have they had to go somewhere else to find success?
Not to mention Cam Newton was like the dump down king. Like who knows that?
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield's going to be that same thing.
Nah, Baker Mayfield's big dick swinger. He's swinging for the fences.
It's like the same year. Like I'm thinking about a couple of years ago. It was who was number 1? It wasn't Barkley. It was when I drafted Johnson. Who was going first that year?
I don't.
It was like 1A, 1B. That's how the draft went. Like we had arguments about who.
It was Saquon and somebody else,
and you can't go wrong either way. It's just a safer way, and then going all out.
Yeah. But like to me, my philosophy always with the first round is you don't win the the draft in the first round or win your league in the first round, you lose it though. And taking someone like CMC, you're getting one extreme. You draft CMC, say because you're drafting them first, second overall, you're not drafting against the end of the second round. You're fucked. There's no making that up. Your season's done if he goes out before the season.
That's
starts.
like my draft this year. I didn't have a first round pick. My RB1 is Travis Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, it's a keeper league, slightly different, but in our league, I wouldn't have gotten a running back either way. If it was a redraft and with all the people we have in it, I would have had probably the same running back. So I like the safe pick with Jonathan Taylor. Kind of why I still have Derrick Henry this high. He's safe. Yeah, he was hurt. Finally, he got hurt last year a little bit, but he's just a machine. So I like Derrick Henry at 5. Dalvin Cook, his upside is phenomenal. Najee, I think he's going to be the biggest workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to lead the league in touches. Just his team's not going to be that good.
I'm going to go through mine. Tier 1, God tier. This is all going to be RB1s. You got Taylor, number 1. McCaffrey, 2. 3, Harris. 4, Cook. 5, Eckler. 6, Henry. Slowly, Eckler is kind of going down. I'm hearing the backup is going to start getting more carries, which is going to eventually move Derrick Henry back up. I'm feeling confident in what I'm seeing on what I'm reading and seeing. He's fully healthy. I have a slight feeling that Dalvin Cook's going to get a slight down year, besides the fact that he always only plays about 14 games a year. I feel like they're doing a lot more passing attack. That's why I'm big on my boy over there and the coaching staff. KJ Osborne. So my safest pick, honestly, who's might finish RB1 is going to be Harris. I'm not going to rank him there, but I can see it easily being RB1.
That's why I have it
on
too.
the year. McCaffrey is obviously there because he's going to be the best fantasy player if he's healthy, and then Taylor is the safest overall. So
yeah, I really like what you said, that Najee probably is going to finish.
There's just no competition. The Tony Snell is, or whatever this fucking name is not going to be anything towards him.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are debating between 3 and 6 of both your guys' lists, right? Like a lot of people are torn. Like all those guys are up in the air. Everyone has their concerns about Dalvin Cook. Obviously, never has played more than 14 games. Austin Eckler definitely due for a touchdown regression after 20 touchdowns last year. Derrick Henry obviously came off an injured year, and then I think Najee Harris. People are just concerned that he's not going to get 104 targets again.
He might.
Maybe, but depends who's quarterback. If it's Mitch, I just don't believe Mitch is going to get the ball that many times.
Most likely the quarterback.
If it's Mitch had the little guy. He just got hurt.
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, but
he threw a ton to him.
But I think that's how the offense was designed.
That's how this offense is designed. Short.
I think everything's going to go through him.
For the unofficial depth chart, it has Mitch first, Mason Rudolph second, and Kenny Pickett
Mitch
third.
is going to win it. You want a simple fact just because they paid him, and they have a 5-year contract with Pickett. That's just
paid him. How much did Mitch Trubisky get paid?
I think $12 million.
$12.
$12 million, I think.
That's like $1.75.
They want to. You'll see Pickett probably by like week 6, week 7.
Yeah, they gave him $14 million over 2 years. So that's like
no, it's not a lot, but they're still paying him. They're gonna. I'm telling you, by week 5 or 7, you'll see Pickett.
I told you that this dude's gonna make the playoffs somehow. Told you.
Their offensive line is not good.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go over my tier 2. Starting off with Joe Mixon at 7, Swift at 8, 9 Barkley, 10 Aaron Jones, 11 Kamara. Okay. Joe Mixon, I think he could be the highest riser just because he has probably the most upside coming from that offensive line and all they put into it. I don't really see a backup there. People argue that you might see that other running back.
P. Ryan.
I don't think so.
Or your boy, what's his name?
Chris Evans. But he's just not an every down back.
No.
That's the only problem.
Swift, he would be a top 5 running back if he stay healthy. Same thing with Barkley. So you know where you get there. Barkley obviously is a payday year, so I'm expecting a huge year from him. I drafted him first overall.
They also
first
improved
first round.
They also improved the offensive line.
Yeah,
which
they did.
I think is a big thing.
We got Evans, we got Glaskowski or whatever his name is, and then so more. All right. Aaron Jones, I'm not as high as you in him because, yeah, I like Dylan. I think it's going to be more 50-50 split. It's just going to come down if Aaron Jones is really going to play in the wide receiver position, which I do think so, but I don't. Yeah. I want to see it. And Kamar's this low on number 11 for me because I don't know if he gets suspended.
Question marks.
Yeah,
I have
question
him down at 15.
And he's been kind of injury. Last year he got banged up a little bit. So.
I have him down because it's supposed to be. What's the rumor? Four games?
6.
6 games. I might have to drop him down a little bit more, but if Kamara misses 6 games, then he can still finish in the top 15.
Yeah.
So that's why I have him there. For me, tier 2, short. James Conner, Leonard Fournette, DeAndre Swift, Saquon, and Joe Mixon in that order as number 8 through 12. I told you James Conner, I'm very high on him. He's going to be a touchdown monster. I think the team's going to be very good. I think they're going to score a lot of touchdowns, and he's going to be the main reason behind it, especially in the beginning of the year. They're going to look to run the ball a little bit more heavily, especially in the red zone without Hopkins being there. Fournette, he's on one of the best teams in football. He's the only guy there. DeAndre Swift, after I had him at 9 last night. That little clip of Jamal Williams came out. One spot down.
Running with the ones.
We'll watch all of Hard Knocks. Maybe 3-4 notches down. We'll see. Now, Swift, like you said, a little injury prone. I don't love the offense. There's definitely a limit on what they can do there. Saquon, I want to put him higher. I really do. I want to trust him. A, he doesn't really stay healthy. B, can't run one way. C, Giants offense still isn't good. They stink. They're not very good.
Those clips of Daniel Jones are brutal.
So bad.
Oh my god.
It's not good. And number 12, Joe Mixon. When we talked about this division, I said that Joe Mixon is going to have some touchdown regression, and I believe that. I think he's still going to get the same amount of work, but the touchdowns it's not sustainable. So, top 12, if he finishes 8, not crazy surprise.
I do want to say, so you guys are widely different on Jones. You think he gets the receiving work that pushes him to that tier 1.
Yeah, it could be 50-50 running, but then Dylan will be there, and they'll still have Aaron Jones on the field.
I think
Right.
they
So for me, it's the opportunity. It's truly Jones will be on the field way more than Dylan will be.
I could easily see that.
Yeah. We're not very far off on like what we believe in running backs.
My next list is tier 3, considered RB2s for me. Leonard Fournette, he's going down my list. I think he's to ball out, but that offensive line is getting worse and worse. We get injuries. Then we have Javonte Williams, Denver. I think he's going to take a major step. All news is that he's balling out in camp, running over everyone. 14, James Conner. I don't have him as high as Billy. Always injury prone. It's just known fact. Last year was probably his best year not being injured. Can he sustain it? Now he's always split carries. Last year with Arizona, they had what's his name?
Chase Edmonds.
Yeah,
Chase Edmonds.
They got no one now.
That's not true. I really like
Emo Benjamin.
Benjamin. Anyway, I think he's gonna still be great, but not as good. Zeke, he's gonna be sharing carries with Pollard. Gotta move him down the list a little bit. Now, next up, I have Breece Hall. He's probably gonna go lower now because they just lost their left tackle. Becton
that's
to
a
injuries.
big loss.
Huge loss. Big man eater. He takes over everything in the run game. It's got to go down a list a little bit. Cam Akers next. David Montgomery. Then J.K. Dobbins. That's 12 through 19.
All right.
These are all considered my tier 3 RB2s.
Yep. Number 13. This is for tier 3. I have Zeke. I have Travis Etienne next, who I think that they're just going to be so bad that they're going to be playing from behind. Going to have to throw the ball a million times. The whole Robinson playing with the ones doesn't scare me crazy. He's the better running. He's just the bigger back. So there's certain plays that he's going to be in the game. Etienne's going to be used a million different ways. I'm not worried about it. Alvin Kamara, we talked about the suspension. I have Nick Chubb at 16. There's a lot of question marks. The Browns, is Watson going to be suspended? I saw a stat. I don't have it in front of me. I'll try to find it when I'm done talking about Nick Chubb. Jacoby Brissett and how the running backs fare when he's playing quarterback. Pretty decent.
I have to cut you off.
Yeah, Mike didn't rank Nick Chubb.
I did.
I know.
I didn't. Right
You don't
there.
need to tell me
He's
that.
going between 15 and 16. I just want to
Oh,
add
is
that
he?
in.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you
He's
sure?
gonna just
So
slip
he's
in
going-
right there.
he's going
He-
15
He's
and a
less
half.
than Zeke and better than Hall.
I heard you say Nick
I-
Chubb, and I was like,
I was like,
wait, Mike
instantly,
doesn't
I was
have
like,
Nick
I
Chubb?
know
Where's
that.
Chubby? Where's Chubby? Oh fuck!
I told you it wasn't one guy.
If
I
Nick,
told you it wasn't one guy.
if Nick Chubb, if they trade Hunt, Nick Chubb is going right up. The board.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm just letting everybody know. You
Yes.
gotta if you're drafting later, Nick Chubb, and you get to know about the news later that they trade Hunt, draft him a lot higher.
He's jumping up the top of tier.
Because it's not
And
that
the
he
same-
can't catch.
Same thing with Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
He's gonna go a lot higher.
yeah. Kareem Hunt,
depending on where he ends up.
Kareem Hunt can be a top 10 running back.
You forget
If
he's
he's
a
on the team.
Pro Bowl running back who
Yeah.
just so happened to beat somebody.
Well, I'm saying if he
Yeah.
ends up on a team that has a very good running back, then it's this all over again. That's all I'm saying.
Define is if he goes to the Jags, who's playing?
Oh yeah, then
If he's going
I mean, I'm saying if he
to
ends
the
up
Jets,
on
who's
Lions.
playing?
if he ends up on the Cardinals, Lions, that's a
Cardinals,
tough
I
one.
think he might be playing.
I mean, yeah, but
It'll be a split, but anyway, like I said, for right now, until I get a little bit more clarity, I have Nick Chubb down here. Same thing with Alvin Kamara. Those two, I'm just leaving them there for now. Don't know what I want to do with them. Number 17, I have Breece Hall. Allegedly, he's the RB3 on the Jets.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Complete
This-
bullshit.
Derek Brown from Fantasy Pros tweeted something out today. He's like, "Shut the fuck up about unofficial
chart.
depth charts.
Yeah.
It's useless. They're absolutely useless." And I completely agree. It's the best tweet I saw all day today. You know, it's just people who aren't involved in the decision making writing people's names on a list.
It's more important to watch preseason and seeing, like we just saw Jacobs in the first. Like that's more important than
Yeah,
that's a lot more important than what the paper says.
exactly. So I'm not worried about that. I am worried about the Becton injury. 18, I have Elijah Mitchell. I think he'll have a great season, even if he misses 3-4 games. Next up, Cam Akers. I want to put him higher. I don't know. He looked really bad. Yeah, they rushed him back in the playoffs last year. It could be a big bounce back year. I also think that the offense is a little bit more pass happy than it used to be. So is a cap on him for me. Number 20, Javonte Williams, another guy who I think has ability to be a top 7 back. Whether we like it or not, Melvin Gordon will still be stealing snaps. They brought Russell Wilson in. They might be a little bit more vertical this year. Will they let him cook? We'll see. I love Javonte Williams as a talent, but I don't know how well he will be with that new offense.
Perfect.
A few things to mention here that I think are interesting. One with Alvin Kamara. Say he doesn't even get suspended, and you might think that's great value, right? You get him in the second round. I am curious though, without Drew Brees, the targets were not the same last year. I mean, he dropped from 107 to 67, which probably if he finishes 17 game plays, looking at maybe 80 something. I mean, that's a big part of why he was so valuable in fantasy. Plus, he only had 9 touchdowns last year. Do you think there's even more? Are you worried even on that front?
No, because he's gonna get a lot more rush attempts.
Why would you say that?
I mean, Ingram at 40. Come on, come on.
He had 240
The
last
offensive
year.
line,
Carries.
statistically, and how they drafted should be a top line. They're all first round picks, except for the left tackle. They have a new left tackle, which honestly is getting thrown out of practice because he just fucks everybody up. That's the type of player he is. So running the run game should be good.
Yeah.
And it was kind of bad. Everyone was playing a front, 8-man front, because guess what? There was no wide receivers out there.
Yep.
Now there's Michael Thomas. They have other weapons. They drafted Olave, right?
Yep. They have Landry.
There's weapons. You gotta play the out of bounds. Now he's gonna be able to throw it right to the side to him. He's gonna get his catches this year.
Yeah.
I also want to point out. Oh, never mind. I found him.
If he plays, I love Alvin Kamara this year. Obviously he's gonna play. You just don't know when. But I do love him. Where do you take him in drafts is a little bit iffy for me because it's still unclear. So until later on in the preseason, when I kind of figure it, hopefully we'll get some more knowledge on it. I'm kind of staying away from him.
I don't think we'll know till end of the season because the case the case keeps getting postponed. It says it's not going to be solved till next year. So
You don't
then
need a case to see a video of him just knocking them.
Well, if that leaks, then he's definitely going to hit the commissioner's.
There's a
exempt
video.
list.
We
It
watched.
leaks. We
Everybody
watched
seen
it.
When he punched the guy?
No, he punched the guy.
Yeah.
There's a video of that?
There's a video of it.
I'm pretty sure there was, but you saw the guy's face.
Yeah, but I don't think we saw a video of him
You didn't see it
punching
in the
guy.
elevator. You see him like running out of the elevator or some shit.
No, that's the other guy.
This is the other guy. So they're all fucking just getting knocked the fuck out.
I don't know. I don't remember a video, but I don't
Nah,
think
he's
the
mixing
case
two
of
players
this-
up.
I don't
As
think
I was too for a second.
I don't know if
Alvin
I'm-
Kamara punched somebody in the face in a nightclub
Yes.
Oh.
and beat the shit out
I
of him.
don't think there's a video of
Yeah,
that.
you're thinking of
I mean, there's
wasn't that Kareem
Kareem
Hunt
Hunt kicked a girl.
in the
Oh,
who's
that-
in the
that-
elevator?
That it was outside the elevator, but it
Yeah,
was in a
yeah.
hallway. But I don't think this case gets solved this year. That's what every legal person I follow has said. So, but there is a chance maybe he gets indefinite suspension. I don't know. That'd be kind of crazy just
I'm
over
not-
this. But
I'll be honest with you, I'm not on the up and up on lawyer Twitter, so
there's fantasy lawyer Twitter. I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding. We follow a bunch of them,
Yeah.
and I'm constantly just seeing what they said. Now they all different opinions on the case, but a
I'm
lot
not-
of them
I
seem to
mean,
agree.
I'm not shocked if he gets 6, like I said. But we'll see. Doesn't matter.
you have any more questions for us?
Yeah.
You said a few things, so I'm
Few
assuming
things.
there's more coming.
Well, the other one is there's a pretty massive difference between ETN. I mean, Billy has a much higher than you do, Mike. I guess, are you worried that James Robinson even coming off the ACL?
I mean,
or
I
Achilles
mean,
is-
It's Achilles. I'm not
Yeah.
worried at all.
After there was video, he looked pretty good in his last video that I just saw. I'm not worried in the sense that I think my tier list is better explains it. I think he's an RB2 at best, and at worst what he really is a flex. Because no matter what, he's not going to get more than 12 carries a game. I don't see it, and the reason why he is a flex is because he's going to be an explosive weapon out of the backfield, and he has chemistry with J Law. That's why.
J-Law? T-Law?
T-Law.
T-Law.
Bitch boy?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I lean more where you have him ranked because of that. I'm not worried that much of James Robinson taking 20 carries a game because I just don't believe it.
No,
the man's
I don't believe it.
inhuman
I
if he
think
does this.
the fair assessment for James Robinson is about 12 to 14 carries a game.
Yeah, and then ETN sees probably
8 to 9,
targets.
and then he probably
Well,
gets
plus the
8, 9
targets.
targets.
8 to 9 rush attempts,
Right.
and then probably 6 to 9 pass attempts. Well, catches.
Yeah.
So it all depends on a lot of things. Can he deliver the ball to him? How the offense is ran? Are these
all right.
design plays? I want to see this offense.
That's fair. That's fair. If Trevor Lawrence can't get the ball to the guy standing right next to him,
No, I
then
mean,
what are we talking about with
but-
Trevor Lawrence here, boys?
we're also
Come
talking
on.
about one of the worst offensive lines,
Yeah.
and
Everything
still, there's a
adds
lot
up
to go into it.
Yeah, all that adds up to Travis Etienne being open.
This is
Because
why preseason
they're just
is
gonna
important.
bum rush.
This is why preseason is important.
Yeah, they're just gonna bum rush fucking Trevor Lawrence, and Etienne's like, "Hey, I'm over here."
Another good thing is he's not in a division that's crazy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Titans, right? That's the best defenses on the
Probably the
division.
Colts are the best defense, right?
I'm saying pass rush and all that.
I'm talking about, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Colts are.
They're
I don't know. It could go either way.
they're not top of the line.
Yeah, I'm not. It's just the opportunity I think that he can get. I am ranking him at his ceiling. I don't disagree that there's a little bit of worry about James Robinson, but coming off an Achilles, look at what Cam Akers did.
You gotta like it that he also hurt himself before a long time ago before the season
Etienne.
started. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm
he's
not worried
well.
about
Yeah, that's what
No,
I'm
he's
saying.
practicing
You
everything.
love that.
There's nothing
Yeah.
worrisome about that. It's more of how many touches he's going to get running the ball.
Upside to everyone's gonna be different. You gotta decide when you're gonna draft these players.
Last one I had was Brees Hall. Obviously, we just saw the injured back and we just mentioned
Yeah.
you think you're dropping him for that. Do you think this could also
Not a lot, but
not a lot, but you're dropping him a
little
bit.
bit, yeah.
Do you think this could be a Clyde Edwards-Helaire situation 2.0, where there's a lot of hype, right? Clyde actually jumped all the way to the first round, if you guys remember, because what's his name got hurt, and then everyone was like, "Oh my God, you got to take this guy. He's gonna be a top 5 back." Is there any concern that Brees Hall is that similar thing? They're not a great rushing offense. Actually, not a good offense at all. The Jets probably one of the worst.
They're
offenses in the
hopeful.
league. They're
A
hopeful.
lot of talk about
There's
how
a lot-
hopeful they are.
Right,
yeah.
like Zach
A lot of talk.
Wilson.
We live in New York. There's a lot of talk about how hopeful they are.
They have a lot of young
Talent. Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, all these rookies and young players. Are we getting, tricked here into thinking maybe we live in New York because we hear the hype even more living here. We're getting tricked into thinking this guy's going to keep climbing up boards, and then he just ends up being Clyde. It's like a flex play at best.
Here's the good thing about it is he's not going in the first round.
Currently, right. You're
Yeah.
getting good value.
He shouldn't.
He's not going to, and I think people were burnt by Allaire. Enough people to know better this time.
They said Allaire was Westbrook.
Yeah,
That was his comp.
Brian Westbrook.
Brian
right.
Westbrook. And we thought, oh my. and we're also talking about him getting paired with the best QB we've ever seen in our lives. Not
True.
calling Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what he went to. Now we're doing
Magic.
We're doing a Wilson now. Come on now. He's only fucking moms. He's not doing anything
Yeah,
else.
he's fucking mom's out there. That's right. I mean, and don't forget that Michael Carter is very good in the passing game.
Yeah,
I
think we're
loved
missing
Michael
that
Carter.
aspect too.
I loved Michael Carter.
I don't think we're anybody, and like the entire fantasy community is talking enough about Michael Carter, me included. He's good. He's good.
I just think like people are tossing him aside like he was garbage last year. He's like, man, at the end of the year, he was putting up decent numbers for the Jets.
Yeah.
Like he was a good back.
Yeah.
People forget that Williams and Michael Carter both got drafted in the same round.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well,
They're just different players.
Yeah. I mean,
wait, which Williams?
Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams.
Oh,
Yeah,
They both played in North Carolina.
yeah.
One was the bruiser back, and one was like the all around back. And
Yeah.
that was Michael Carter. I liked Michael Carter better than Williams when I did the draft.
I liked Williams for the Jets better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. We talked about it last year. We like Michael Carter for the Broncos better. We like Javonte Williams for the Jets better, but we like Michael Carter better. As far as fantasy goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't think enough people are talking about how Michael Carter will probably have more of the receiving role there than Breece Hall.
The problem is Breece Hall is also a really good receiver.
Yeah,
Well, allegedly.
allegedly.
A lot of allegedly. A lot of hopefulness.
Yeah, I mean, he 20 catches in 2020 and 36.
You also got to remember that their coach is Saleh, so it comes from San Francisco, multiple running backs.
I'm just so skeptical of buying into Jets players just because of the history. Like, when was the last time we've seen like a really dominant fantasy player from the Jets?
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Brandon Marshall. LaDainian was like an RB2.
I'm
It
joking.
wasn't even, yeah.
No.
Yeah, probably
Brandon Marshall.
Before that, Curtis Martin.
Antonio Holmes, maybe?
Oh, the tight end. He made it.
His name
Curtis
dropped
Martin.
Curtis Martin.
Like, I mean, that's what we're talking
Vinny
about.
Testaverde?
Yeah, literally.
Like, come on.
I don't know.
That's why they're hopeful. That's why they're hopeful.
Hopeful.
All right.
They will lead the league in drops. I guarantee it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Too many lasers?
Just too many rookies.
Too many moms around.
Too many moms. Oh, damn. Anyway, I'm going to go over my tier 4.
Yeah, go
He
ahead.
already went over it. 20,
I did
ETN.
not,
He
but
did
yeah.
not, but
Yeah,
keep
that was still
going.
tier 3.
That was
That was
tier
tier
2.
2.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
have it ready to go.
All right. I thought we went over yours. That's why you brought over ETN. Oh, you had
No,
a tier above.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's tier above.
All right, tier 4. This is my RB2, more like flex. That's how I describe it. Travis Etienne leading it off at 20. AJ Dillon, 21. 22, Elijah Mitchell. 23, Josh Jacobs. 24, Rashad Penny. 25, Antonio Gibson. 26, Kareem Hunt. And 27, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Ed. 2 E's.
Edwards.
Got 2 E's on there. If you
Yeah. Special ed.
Special ed.
Yeah, you put that
Christ.
spelling up on
I need
just like
to-
across the screen.
Ed.
Ed.
With a capital
Clyde Ed
E.
Allaire. For me, tier 4, kind of similar to Mike. I have in like kind of where I put these players, kind of more towards flex RB3 kind of category. Rashad Penny, great running back, can't stay healthy on a bad team with a bad defense. I really don't want him.
He's a bad quarterback.
Yeah, there's nothing good about Rashad Penny's situation. Really works to me. David Montgomery, probably somebody else that Mike forgot to rank.
No, he had him higher than
I am
you.
a lot
Way
higher.
higher.
Where'd you put him?
Way too high.
He has him at rank 18. He said David
18.
Mont.
Oh, David Mont. Okay, that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
not
it's
his full
not
name.
that crazy. It's only 4.
No, it's not
It's
bad.
just a tier, I think.
Yeah, I have him lower just because there's a lot of talk. Khalil Herbert taking snaps away from him. That's why I drafted him late in the draft. I don't know how much is true, but like it's worth the flyer for Khalil Herbert. David Montgomery's good. Team stinks. I don't want to run it back on a bad team. It's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, I hit the talent at 23, but I just don't know how much work he'll really get with Lamar there. Josh Jacobs, 24. I don't believe the trade rumors, by the way.
It came out it was false.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought it was. You just
He might have.
You started
He might have leaked
I
something
started
like
it.
that.
you started.
I started it by saying when they started in preseason to trade him, but then they ended up playing every running back on the team, so I was like, never mind. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm out on Antonio Gibson this year at 25. I think Brian Robinson eats into the goal line work. I think McKissick eats into the passing work. It's what's left over for him.
10 carries a game.
Yeah, that is unfortunately, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I have Allaire at 26 and hot take Ramondre Stevenson, Mike's boy from last year.
Love him.
I am a firm believer that he's going to take this job from Damian Harris.
Should.
Firm believer.
Too bad there's so many running backs there.
Like who?
They still have Strong, too, that you don't even realize. He's a really good college running back.
Don't they still have Burkhead too?
No, Burkhead's
on Texans.
He's on
my
the
bad,
Texans.
my bad.
James White is not going to be back probably ever.
They say Strong is going to start taking like a little bit of White's play. Stevenson's going to be sharing with Damian Harris. It's very. We got to see this.
We have to see it.
J.J. Taylor, Ty
When
Montgomery.
Ramondre was putting RB1 numbers up when Damian Harris was out. He can catch the ball. He's big. He's strong.
He's the best running back.
He's the best running back there.
I said this last year. He was. The best.
I agreed with you.
I know.
Right away.
He should have been a lot.
I'm on the
drafted.
train.
He was fat in college and he's in shape now.
He looks scary. So that's my tier 4.
Questions.
Concerns. Comments.
I think one. I like Ramondre Stevenson. I agree with Billy, and I think you have. Where do you have him, Mike? Is in your next tier? Or?
It's hard because I have him. I have like I have Damon Harris in another tier, and then I have him in the same tier.
Yeah,
right.
So it kind of explains like I don't know what I'm gonna see yet. So that's how you see it.
That's fair.
I have Harris 7 spots lower.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
really crazy.
there's backs we don't know. This is the Patriots thing, and that's why it's like one of my rules not to draft Patriots players
Or
because it's just like you never know who to trust. Their offenses are they just morph every week. I mean, Stevenson I think is clearly better than Damian Harris, but I apparently Belichick doesn't think the same thing. So it's just tough for me to like feel good about Stevenson every week in my lineup until I see it multiple
Stevenson
times.
almost took RB1 on that team in week 1, and then he fumbled.
Yeah.
If he didn't fumble, it was his. It was gone. You would have seen him.
And Mike probably would have won a championship.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. Here, Mike is a loser.
He fumbled, went to the doghouse. That was it.
Yeah. And he had no choice but to play him later on because Harris is hurt.
Yeah.
I think this tier and it mostly lines up with like what you're seeing in drafts, like that round 4-5 area running backs is just fucking awful, and you're getting Rashad Penny, terrible team all around him. David Montgomery, probably the worst team in football, and honestly,
worst roster in football for sure.
J.K. Dobbins, like talent, coming off of an ACL injury, and he is a running quarterback. Don't know that I love the opportunities. Josh Jacobs, just crowded backfield, and he's been banged up his whole career. Gibson, we went over. Like, I just think it's an ugly set of running backs that you don't feel good about.
But if you're going no running backs in the first 2 rounds, like this is what you're looking at.
Yeah.
I think your 2 top. You're obviously this pure. It says it on the tier list. It's Travis Etienne and AJ Dillon. That's your goal.
Not for you. Yeah. Our tier lists are different. But
But still, you're talking about the same where people are drafting them.
As far as like, you can get people are drafting J.K. Dobbins in the 4th round.
Yeah.
And I have him at 23. Personally, it's just my opinion. But Ramondre Stevenson, I have 3 spots later. You can get him in the 8th, 9th round. So like, there's plenty of value to be found between a couple spots because all that area is where people are taking all these risks on like younger wide receivers. That's where they take their tight ends, they take their quarterbacks. So if you're going no running back, this is your time to shine.
Like we said before, if Kareem Hunt gets traded, pay attention. Okay. I like Hedward-Helaire. He's going kind of up my board. I'm hearing Jones is not even going to make the team.
Yeah, I think he gets cut. I don't know.
There's a rookie
we
out
hope
there.
so.
You have the rookie.
Isaiah, yeah.
Not that I fell into the hype because they did the same thing 3 years ago with Thornton. But Clyde, I think he's locked up the RB1. You don't have to be scared. Spinorama's not going to be there.
I got a good idea for a video. I'll tell you about it after. I just came up with it now.
All right.
Just the
If it gets cut.
Spinorama.
If it gets cut.
Oh,
I
it's
got
Spinorama.
a good idea.
I don't have any other really questions out there. I just think it's.
I think it's
gross.
just funny
It's a
how
mess.
Antonio Gibson's almost undraftable for me.
I just think
He's not. I would never draft him.
I didn't keep him. I he's great value, and I just chose not to keep him. I just don't believe in it anymore.
But it's like one of those guys you're so down on. I wouldn't be shocked if he then ends up being a top 15 back. Because like
I wouldn't
everyone
be.
hates him so much, it's like maybe he just proves everyone wrong. And rushes
And
for 1,000
all those
yards.
points would be the ugliest points you've ever watched. I've owned him for 2 years. It's all like I can't
got
watch
worse last
more
year.
Washington football games. I can't do it. I can't. It hurts.
The only thing I could say, like, if I wanted to play the other side of this and say, like, I think he'll be better, is because I think Wentz is just exponentially better than Taylor Heineke.
I don't agree
Exponentially,
with that.
no.
I don't agree with
Exponentially,
that.
no.
I think Heineke.
I think Heineke was set up for failure.
I think he's a backup quarterback at best.
Sure,
He is.
But I think Carson Wentz at
Is
this
it-
time in his career is a backup quarterback.
And I think Heineke's way more athletic. Like I said previously, Heineke was way more athletic than Wentz. He's smaller. He's able to run from a shitty offensive line. Wentz is not running.
Yeah. Can I let me ask you a question, Joe Green? Very simply,
Just one.
just one. If Taylor Heineke was in that game and he was quarterback for the Colts, would they have won that game against the Jags?
No.
Oh,
Yes, they
for
would've.
sure they would have.
They wouldn't
For
have.
sure they would have, because he's not a fucking loser.
He wasn't throwing dump off passes right to the offensive
Taylor
line.
Heineke can't throw the ball more than 15
He's competitive.
yards. Yeah, so what? You can be
Carson
competitive.
Wentz has made
Tim Tebow is competitive. What Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow beat the-
baseball.
beat
Had
the
to go play
Steelers.
baseball.
He
He
played-
was so bad at
He
football.
beat my Steelers in the playoffs.
He decided
Shut the
to
fuck
pick
up.
up
That was when he.
baseball.
That's when he became an all-round NFL fan.
You know who else was competitive? Johnny Manziel was competitive. What are you doing? Fucking
Johnny
No,
Manziel
Johnny
was better
Manziel
than
knocking
him.
up strippers and drinking on
Listen.
the weekend. Like, come on.
Taylor Heineke was in the gym.
Baker Mayfield's competitive. What happened?
He
to him?
stinks,
He
though.
places ass for a rapist. I mean, come on.
He stinks.
What are we doing?
Taylor Heineke brought that shit team to one score in the playoffs against Tom Brady. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, sure.
Diving for his life.
Tier 5. Damian Harris starting us off. He's at 28, 29. Miles Sanders, shittiest running back in the league. 30 is Tony Pollard. 31 Devin Singletary. 32 Kenneth. I think his real name is
Kenneth Murray, yeah.
Kenneth Walker the third.
Yeah, sorry.
33 is, I'm not saying his first name, Stevenson.
Mondre.
Ramondre. 34 is Melvin Gordon. And 35 is Cordell Patterson. I think there's a lot of good names here.
Yeah. There's a lot of people I want on my team here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
More than the last tier.
Well, you like the upside.
Yeah.
You like
with
upside.
This is upside.
This is Patterson, Stevenson, maybe
Pollard.
Walker, Pollard. A lot of people are sleeping on Singletary. He was a really good back in the last 5 games of the year, going into playoffs.
If he was such a good back, why they drafted running back?
It's
an honest question.
I'm just saying
It's an honest
he
question.
played good at the last 5 games.
Yep.
I'm just saying a lot. I'm
Well,
not
I
shocked.
think Zach Moss was so bad. I mean, he was like cuttable
Yeah.
at the end of the
I hope
year.
the Giants get him.
Why? He stinks.
He
We
was-
just need a big back, one that can run.
I'd
straight.
rather have you play running back for the Giants than Zach Moss.
Hit me up.
If you
I'll
look
do it
at
for free.
Just give the boys some tickets.
Just give me some. Give the boys some tickets, a round of beers. There, we'll be good. I'll get you a yard.
if you look at Singletary's last 4 games though in the regular season, he averaged 19 attempts a game, 81 yards, over a touchdown a game.
I'm not discrediting that
I-
at all.
Here for a reason to tell you the best information, and I know this stuff.
I don't discredit that at all. I thought
I'm not
Singletary
like
was
Billy
great.
where stats are like fake.
Oh, that's where we're going.
Stats are fake.
Stats are fake. Mike, where do you have Tony Pollard?
Tony Pollard's my man. 30th.
30th.
Dude,
So you
That's
think
respect-
he's gonna get enough yards and enough receptions
Rushing and a couple
from that
catches
guy-
per game is not.
from that guy, Dak Prescott, who should be touched with
Shouldn't be
an
touched.
AIDS dick.
AIDS.
The AIDS dick. You have AIDS dick?
Then,
Maybe.
if I recall last week, Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz. I told you I was high on Dalton.
High on Dalton Schultz, high on Tony Pollard.
No, I'm not. 30 does not
But
say I'm high.
nobody.
He
As a backup
if I'm
running back,
really
yes,
if I'm really high on
You're high on the
Tony
whole
Pollard,
offense.
I would put him right by Travis Etienne.
The funny thing is, you like Pollard more this year. He finished 28th last year, and you have
Yep.
him 30th. That is kind of interesting. Just saying, like you like him more, and you have him ranked lower than he finished last year.
Joe Green, I will blow the rest of your car up.
Oh my god. I'm just talking the stats. That's all I'm talking.
Yeah, go through tier 5 stats.
What do you want? Miles Sanders stinks.
I know.
He's
28.
still gonna be the start running
We're
back.
both starting at 28. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Tier 5. This is kind of like my final tier. After this, is just you're talking about people who probably won't make your team unless there's an injury. Miles Sanders. There's a lot of talk. He could lose some work from Kenny Gainwell. Doesn't know how to score a touchdown.
He also told fantasy owners not to draft him.
Listen, I hate when
Could that be like a decoy?
yeah.
Maybe.
There's mixed reports. Like Sanders is playing real well in preseason, in camp, and I don't.
I like
Show me.
as a
Show
talent.
me.
As a talent, I like him. He averages over 5 yards a carry. He can't stay healthy, and he gets no receiving work, and he gets no touchdowns.
He
It's
doesn't
just
get enough
crazy.
rush attempts.
Yeah.
Then you add in AJ Brown. They're gonna be throwing the ball a little bit more. No thanks. I'm out. Kareem Hunt, go to a new team, please, buddy. We want to watch you play football.
We want to see another RB1.
We want to watch you light up a field 20, 30 times.
I think that's what he wants too at this
Oh,
point.
I think a lot of people do. AJ Dillon, I would love to own AJ Dillon. Mike took him, and he will probably end up higher on the list, but he is
On my team, and he doesn't want to put him there.
no. That's not how that works, Mike. That's not how that
He
works.
finished
You have to
average-
put somebody somewhere.
I think he finished like 28.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah. 31. I've got Tony Pollard for the same reason Mike has. I think Tony Pollard's very good. There was discussion that is Tony Pollard better than Zeke last year. So
100%.
Cordarrelle Patterson, he's gonna catch 25 balls, rush for like four times a game, scored insane touchdowns when he shouldn't. I do have James Robinson up here because he will get the work and he is very talented. Just when will he be healthy is the question. James Cook at 34, I do think he's the main guy, although you love Devin Singletary.
You don't even have Singletary ranked.
He's right outside the 40.
then. Okay.
Yeah. Just how I have him every single year. Right outside top 40. They're a very pass-heavy offense, mobile quarterback. No matter who it is, like that's their ceiling. So, 35, Damian Harris. I think he's going to lose the job, but he will get the work. Michael Carter at number 36. He will get passing down work. I'm positive of it. Just don't know how much. J.D. McKissick at number 37. He would have been a top 25 guy, top 24 guy, but he missed the last 5 games of the year. So he didn't get all those extra receptions he normally would have stolen from Antonio Gibson. 38, Dameon Pierce. I think he is the RB1 on that team. If he isn't, he will be by week 2. So just the Texans aren't very good. How much are they truly going to run the ball?
He's clearly the most athletic running back they have.
Oh, it's not
by
close.
a landslide.
I think truly the only person that could steal work from him once he takes the job over is like Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
But like I'm not worried about anybody. Jamal Williams, he's making people cry on the football field. And Kenneth Gainwell, until I really understand, it's hard for me to raise him higher. He was one of like the highest players in fantasy when it comes to when he would touch the ball, he would score the most amount of fantasy points. Don't have a stat in front of me though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where I
I mean, there's a few notes not notes, but things like I like to follow up on. I think Cordell Patterson loses his job, believe it or not, to that rookie Tyler Algier from BYU.
Yeah.
I just think they use
loses-
Patterson as
That's my
a
question.
Right.
weapon.
As a weapon.
But-
I don't think he'll be the every down back.
He's still listed as a running back.
Yes,
He's
gonna
not
be
listed as a
problem.
receiver.
It's
He's
going to
listed
be
as
a
a running-
problem. They will have to make him a designated both things. I see it.
Yeah.
Sleeper said they're not going to do that, but I watch.
He's
They're gonna
gonna
have to.
They'll
he's-
change it. Sleep will change it. They're good with it. But hashtag not a sponsor, by the way.
Yeah.
Fucking sponsor us.
Bitch ass.
We almost let that one go.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked. Tyler, how do you say his last name?
Algier.
Algier. I'm just shocked he's not in either. Well, I don't know.
He's on my list. He's on my list.
I just.
Do I want a rookie running back on a really, really, really bad team with a really bad quarterback and a really bad
when
defense?
I go over my tier, because I rank more than 40 people, unlike somebody.
Oh, here we
Big
go.
man on
Here we
campus
go.
here.
At least I got all the main guys in here, Mike, unlike somebody.
Yeah, but that's okay as long as I have more. That's the quantity over quality.
Yeah, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? It's all about quantity, not quality.
Not quality.
Because they question my laziness, so if I have more, I'm showing up.
I think he finishes within this top 30. But I agree. I wouldn't love owning a rookie running back on a really bad football team. Yeah, it's just never conducive to success unless your name's James Robinson for some reason.
Because he's very good.
Well, are you talking about Dameon Pierce?
So good. Yeah.
Is that the reason?
Both Dameon Pierce and
I think Dameon Pierce would be a top 20 running back.
That's not a crazy hot take either. Like I'm not offended by
easily.
that.
He will
Easily is a little offensive.
Easily be a top 20 running back.
I just think it's again, will
Like,
the
all right,
offense be better?
So
Yeah.
we saw how competitive the Texans were last year. Like they weren't winning games, but they
were in a bunch of them.
They were in a bunch. Didn't they beat the Chargers? They beat some good
yeah,
teams.
no, they did.
beat some
Did.
good
You're right.
teams.
Yeah.
Their
were trying to win.
defense is always going to be like competitive. Their offense this year, I'm telling you, you guys are so down on Mills. I'm telling you, he's going to ball out.
I'm not down on Mills. I'm not down on Mills.
Where's Davis Mills in your rankings?
Well, let's not get out of
I'm just asking.
He's not.
If he's gonna ball out,
He's still going to ball out. You're going to see him play.
I just couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
That's a good point.
That's their
though.
franchise QB.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's to what extent?
Like their
Well,
team,
if
their
They're gonna win 5 games.
Their team is. He's gonna get 20 carries a game. So what does it matter?
I'm talking about balling out. Texans balling out. They're gonna win 5 games.
No, they're probably like.
They're probably gonna win 4 games.
I say their over under is probably 6.5.
It's 5.
Is it?
I think it's 5.5.
That's wild.
I'm just. So you gonna win 5 games?
I'm gonna go over my tier 6. Starting off 36. James Cook, Henderson. I don't know. You don't even have Darrell Henderson ranked.
No, I don't.
That's
He's not-
horrible.
I think he's
like,
a great handcuff.
he's
though.
a-
Yeah, he's a
He's
great
great.
handcuff. He's
Okay.
not a top 40
He's still
running
gonna
back.
split carries. Watch. Michael Carter, Nets 38, 39. James Robinson 40. Dameon Pierce, who's gonna be top 20 running back. 41 is Isaiah Spiller. Everyone's all over Isaiah Spiller.
Makes me worried.
I don't like it.
I don't like that either.
Yeah,
don't
you
like
love
it.
it. 'Cause he's
I
your
don't like
RB2.
him. I like if you're gonna pick like
Currently.
I don't like it. Jamal Williams probably the best handcuff that there is. Marlon Mack, Tyler
Algier.
Algier.
Baller at BYU. 45 Naheem
Naheem
Hines.
Struggling down that
Naheem
list.
Hines.
Slow it down.
I gotta slow down, but there's so many. Look at this.
I mean, we don't have to list off
Yeah.
everyone.
All right. So
That's what I'm going.
I'm
that's
gonna
what
end at 50. I'm gonna end at 50. Then we have JD McKissick, 47 Kenneth Gainwell, 48 Alexander Madison, and 49 Gus Edwards, and then 50 Rashad White.
So I want to ask this: out of the running backs not named Brees Hall, who do you feel the most confident in cracking the top 25?
As far as rookies,
Just rookie running backs, because I think we
Rookies
tip-
only?
it's Dameon Pierce.
That's Dameon Pierce only. Tyler Aguilar or Aguilar, or however you fucking say his name.
Yeah,
He's
Algier.
next up.
He's interesting. It's just I don't know, what that offense is gonna look like.
I was
Could be
watching.
really ugly.
I was
Could be
watching
really
a lot of his highlights at BYU,
He's great.
and he is good. But like that BYU offensive line opened up gaping holes for him too. Like
yeah,
that's like I'm a little
That's-
concerned. Like he's going from that to NFL defenses, and you
The
don't expect-
Falcons.
the Falcons offensive line. I just
yeah.
Their
concerned.
offense line is mediocre. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
I'd have to pull up the stats. But
They're like in the middle. They're
clear
like probably like ranked like 20th,
I don't
21.
know. Matt Ryan got killed last year, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yeah, that's why
He's also
Cordell
the net,
Patterson
he's
is
like
taking snaps at quarterback.
I think the Nets. I think this is biased because I have him. Jamal Williams is probably just because of per injuries.
We're talking about rookies, aren't we?
I said what's rookie, and you both
But,
said
yeah,
Pierce. That you were
Okay.
most confident. in
There's not
finishing
that many
top
rookies on
25,
here.
but
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's about like 6, right? Isaiah Spiller, Damian
Isaiah
yeah,
Pierce.
there's
Spiller-
some on the bottom as
I don't love that hype. I think it's way overrated. I don't.
And you know what's funny because they have this hype always about Chargers drafted running backs.
Joshua Kelly.
Joshua
Yes.
Kelly,
Last
Justin
year-
Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
Roundtree.
Roundtree.
Larry
Before that
I
was
still
Jackson.
own Roundtree in Dynasty for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
No
Every year
reason.
they draft a running back every year, and it just Joshua Kelly legitimately sucked at football, and then Larry
Yeah.
Roundtree, and now they have Isaiah
Yeah,
Spiller.
Justin Jackson's not terrible.
I wasn't
He's
high
not
on
good.
Alex Spiller coming out of the draft, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to be high on him now.
If I will say, Eckler goes down, it is the best spot to have.
Yeah, he probably. I mean, unless I don't.
Yeah, we saw him
He
when
could walk-
when
he could
he's
walk his
out.
way.
Whoever's the other person is pretty.
Yeah, he could walk his way into top 25 if that happens, and he's the next guy up.
It's funny to see what Kenneth Gainwell does.
Mm-hmm. I took the chance on him.
Just because he is a wide receiver, practically.
Yeah, who's kind of just playing.
Like most of his he had more touchdowns than
Well,
a lot of people on that
Miles
team.
Sanders had 0.
I think he had more touches than
I had more touchdowns than Miles Sanders last
than
year.
their rookie wide receiver.
Devonta Smith.
Devontae Smith. I think he had more. He had more.
Yeah, Devonta. Oh, maybe I don't know. You're talking about Kenneth Gainwell. But
Yeah.
Gainwell had 5. Yeah, he had a pretty productive when he
no.
got the ball season.
Devonta Smith definitely had more than 5. I'm assuming. He had to have at least 7.
I'll double
That's why I have a
check.
producer.
Yeah, I know, but just
He's-
like off
he
the
doesn't wanna
top,
type.
I want to say it's 6 or 7. It's
Devonta Smith had 5.
wow.
So-
good call,
That's
Mike.
wild.
That's a good call.
Kenneth Gainwell did have more.
Yeah,
touchdowns.
that's why he wasn't my keeper. I had to trade his ass.
You had him?
I drafted him, traded his ass to a Eagle fan. Fucking got a lot for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little haul.
You got to trade these things to the dummies, which didn't show up today.
Oh, you guys did invite him?
Yeah, I
I
invited
did.
him.
We did. He didn't.
He didn't want to
didn't
hear.
show
He
up.
did not want to be here.
Look at me in my eyes. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's crazy. That's wild.
You had a shot.
You had a shot to be famous one day.
Is there? I guess the last thing is there any running backs at the end of here that you're specifically targeting late in drafts?
Yeah, the guys who I took late in our draft.
I didn't
have much.
I
of a
did not
choice,
draft him, but Benjamin on the Arizona. I
Emo
really like.
Benjamin. Yeah, I think if Connor goes down, like
Connor
that's-
is very likely to go down at some point. I don't know when. And no, listen.
what's his
All right,
name?
all right, wait.
Pachenko.
We're not even talking about when he goes down. Benjamin, Connor's always last year. He always split carries. Benjamin is the opposite of him. He's small. He's like 5'8", 200 pounds. He's gonna get pass attempts. It's just facts.
Oh, yes.
I'm just telling you.
Facts are
They're
strong
raving
word,
about
but-
him.
I think it's tough to say that because like I owned Chase Edmonds last year and he saw the field significantly less when James Conner started coming onto the, coming.
But he was
onto his
also
own.
banged up practically all year round.
I mean, he was till the end, and James Conner still was seeing third down work because he was just so good. It
Yeah.
was tough. But
When James Conner's healthy, he's a top 10 back.
I just don't
Yeah,
think
we've
he stays
seen
healthy.
it.
Yeah, we've seen it. We know it's there. That's why I felt like there was a little. We were worried that Chase Edmonds last year was going to be a reason why James Conner wasn't be fantasy relevant because Chase Edmonds it was good. He catch the ball. He finds the end zone pretty well.
Edmonds went ahead of Connor in drafts.
Oh yeah,
Connor was paid like $1 million to play for the
Yep.
Cardinals last year.
and he was worth every penny for him.
But if you take away those touchdowns, he's not like
Well, he wasn't effective on the ground.
Yeah,
so. I mean,
it's not a crazy run.
we
heavy
already
team.
went over this. If he does not get the touchdowns, and that giant offensive line, and when I say giant, I don't mean big. I mean the actual Giants offensive line. They have 3 of them on there. Come on.
It's a concern.
It's a concern.
What 49ers running back that's not Elijah Mitchell ends up taking the number
rookie.
one job, the rookie?
The rookie for a
think
couple
Tyrod
weeks,
Davis?
and then Jeff Wilson.
What about Trey Sermon?
No, I heard.
There's a report.
No,
There's a
no,
report.
Trey.
Yes, there is.
He's out of the doghouse.
He's out of the
Are
doghouse.
we
Yeah.
going to see Trey Sermon this year?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, we will.
We're gonna see both Ayuk and Sermon play the football this year. It's gonna be crazy.
I think
football.
Ayuk is destined to have a huge year, but Sermon, one more year.
Sir, one more year?
He'll have 1 year left.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
He's like
God.
gonna like tippy toe out of the doghouse.
This is going to be a hot take, but this is Alexander Madison's year. Dalvin Cook's going to go down early. Alexander Madison gets the whole season.
That's not.
I'm down on Cook because of that coach. I'm telling you, you're gonna see Cousins ball. That's why in both our things we said Cousins could be a Joe Burrow last year.
Yeah,
He's gonna slug it.
he's gonna slug it.
Any hot takes? Last thing.
Hot takes.
I'd have to think about a nice hot take, but
Just because running back's such a big one, I didn't know if anyone had any crazy.
yeah,
crazy
hot
takes on
take.
anything.
After the second pick, if you were trying to figure out who you really want to draft as a running back, take a wide receiver.
Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I'll tell you again. If you're afraid to risk it on a injury-prone guy like McCaffrey, Henry, Eckler, Dalvin Cook, just don't do it. It's not that hard of a take anymore, guys. It's not.
I love all the fantasy analysts who they'd say this and then they don't execute on their own philosophy. They're like, "Oh, I would take Cooper Kupp early," and then you still
Then
say
they
them
go
taking,
double running
right,
back.
They go double running back because they're scared.
People
to pull
don't
the
know
trigger.
how to do it. No, like they don't. I've been
They-
doing
they
it for
do
years.
their-
I literally do it every fucking year. 1 year I win a championship, 3 I don't. So trust me, it is hard.
Yeah, they know
Fucking
how to
hard.
do it. They're afraid to do it because like the upside of having McCaffrey is very high.
There's a reason
There's
why.
also a lot of downside to having McCaffrey.
There's a reason why tier list, like our tier list number 1 is like only 6 players. Tier list number 2 is 5
Yeah.
players, and then it starts getting bigger
It's
because
real big.
because your chances of hitting that RB2 low level RB1 are a lot harder because you got a lot more players to pick from. That's why it's hard to do a no running back pick.
Yeah, my tier 1 essentially is who would I be willing to take in the first round.
Yeah.
After that, I don't want one.
Yeah. After that, you grab best wide receiver
Yeah.
or Kelsey and
Josh Allen.
Josh. That'd be a fucking wild one.
Some people take Mark Andrews in the first round.
Some people take Mark Andrews and DeAndre Swift in the first round.
And Hill.
Yeah, it's any hot takes, Mike? Real quick before we end.
Yeah, I'm winning the lead this year.
Okay.
That's your hot take. I wanted to bring something up. I was going to bring
Oh,
it
yeah,
before.
Oh, yes.
We got distracted. So, my girlfriend the other day asked me a question. Would you be interested in joining a couples fantasy football league?
Oh,
Naturally, I wasn't going to ask you two fucking idiots.
Okay.
Come on. I don't need more. I don't need any competition. But, like, let me ask you a serious question.
okay.
It's gonna be. They were gonna do an 8-person league. And I said,
No.
no fucking shot.
No,
I said,
no.
no shot. It's against everything
Make
I
more
stand
friends.
for. I found 2 friends, brought them in.
Okay.
Do I just like try to demolish this league, or do I just like not really care that much?
Yeah, I'm being Hitler.
Okay.
You push her to the side and say,
I
I'm
need
taking
some
over.
like.
This is my house. And I'm talking about you and your wife.
I
You
got
take
I
over.
got to take over, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just something that's been on my mind all day.
And you say, baby girl,
Watch
we
this.
win. We win. Me and you, steakhouse.
I'm like pretty sure. Like I told her friends that like I do the podcast. I'm pretty sure they all forgot and they just don't know.
How much is
what's
the league?
what's the entry fee?
Fucking $10, dude.
I
like
don't
it's
know.
useless.
You're
I
talking
just
about-
You
you're
play-
talking
just
about-
tossed it
play
on.
for free. At
I
that point.
Yeah, I
I
just
lose
tossed it
money
on
that
Sleeper.
passive.
It's like my 6th fucking league. Like, all right, yeah, sure. She's like, I didn't think you were gonna do it. I'm like,
Can't
I gotta
trust
get a
that.
championship under my belt somehow.
You might lose. You might end your relationship. off
That's
this.
my bigger worries. What if
Yeah.
I don't win?
Is she like a fan of a team?
Yeah, she's a diehard Niners fan.
Ah, you're fucked. You don't have to pick one of those running backs.
I don't. No. Everybody's their own team. It's every person themselves.
Oh.
Wait, yeah.
Wait,
But,
the
like, it's-
couples aren't together.
There's 5 couples.
Oh.
How you gonna find 10 couples?
Listen, it's out
Joe?
there. You said it's
I
a
don't-
couples league.
You don't have 10 friends? I mean, a lot of
No.
my friends don't have girls, but
No.
that's a different story.
All right, you take
And
it.
like I said, I wasn't gonna invite both of you because
well, it's
you guys are pieces.
I
of
wouldn't
shit.
want 10.
not $10.
Nah.
Yeah, it
you would have
wasn't
told me
even.
it was $100 buy-in and be like, whoa,
Yeah.
wait, what are we
Yeah,
doing
I
now?
Half these people don't watch football, so like
Just auto draft and see if you win.
I might.
That would be interesting.
That'd
But
be
you
fun.
just set your own rankings, though. Then auto draft it.
Yeah.
I say you do
I
that.
need to do something.
That's ballsy.
You definitely got to take over. I used to play in a father-son league. I took over every time. It's just easier.
It's been
Anyway.
on my mind the past couple days. Just had to bring it up.
No, that's on his mind. No wonder you didn't draft good.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I gonna do? It's this shit ass 10-person
Sorry.
league.
Anyway, that's a wrap for us. Everybody go follow us on FFFD _ whatever
Nice.
it is.
One too many ups, Mike.
It's right below us.
Like, follow, subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. Like, follow, subscribe. Let's ride.
That's right. Just as smooth as.